Boom. Gonna do that like that there. Gonna do that. How was your holiday?
It was good, man.
You still eating some barbecue leftovers?
Barbecue. Yeah, I'm in Galveston now.
Oh,
Galveston,
you've been
Texas.
traveling, huh?
Yeah, I've been eating barbecue every day and seafood.
Wow, getting fat on them, huh?
Yeah.
All right, I think, let me see here. I think we're live. Let's see, refresh. Look like we're live. What up? What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? This is the student master teacher, Mr. I Stay Woke, Chris Monroe, and I'm right back at you with another real estate video. We got a special treat for everybody tonight that's watching in the Woke Real Estate Investors Group live. If you're watching it on Facebook, if you're watching it on Instagram, you're watching it somewhere, show some love, give some thumbs up. By my boy Eric, just closed his first wholesale deal, 21K plus. Bam!
Yeah.
Dropping bombs on them. What's going on, E?
Nothing much. How you doing? What's going on, Chris Monroe?
Good, good, man. So you got your first deal out the way and everything. I know you feeling good, so you out traveling now, huh?
Yeah, man, having a blast. I'm not, I'm not spending none of that money, but
Oh,
it's
you
good to
spending
know
that
that
money. Spending it. Don't play like you ain't spending that money, man.
it came right before my trip, which is like an icing on the cake to this trip. I was like, yes,
Oh, really? It was just on time, huh?
right before my trip.
All right, so tell me a little bit about like your background. What did you do before you found real estate? Before you even figured what wholesaling is and all of this stuff? What were you doing? What kind of work you do in your regular life?
My regular life, I'm a registered nurse. I have a bachelor's degree in nursing, and most of my experience has been in ICU, um, intensive care unit. And I took a break from the ICU to do some agency nursing, so that allows me more flexibility in my schedule. And I said, man, I'm looking into this real estate, and I got so interested in it a year ago. I was like, man, I want to do the agency nursing until, so I don't have to jump back into the 12-hour shifts, and I won't have as much flexibility to devote to learning about this. So I said, you know what, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna learn about real estate and put my time and energy into just that. And that's what I
Really?
did for the past year, about a
But
year.
so you were working 12-hour shifts, you say?
Right.
So you really don't have time to do nothing but sleep and work, huh?
Sleep and work, except on your days off, you're recovering and then you're trying to learn in between. I think this is doing much better for me. I'm off 3 or 4 days and I get to do just learn all about it and implement, take action, and I've been having a blast with it.
Okay. So what was it that made you first get woke to real estate to say, what is all this stuff everybody talking about? Did you catch it on the internet like most people did? See
Well,
somebody in particular, anything like that?
I made a decision about a year ago to look into real estate and investing, and I was like, first investing came to my mind, and then I was like, okay, I got to learn everything about real estate. So I started buying, like 20, 30 books, maybe 20, and I threw them on my shelf, and I never read most of them, but I did read the Rich Dad Poor Dad book. I read that, and then the light bulb was just, the fire just kicked in, and I read all the other prerequisites like Think and Grow Rich, and I think that's about it. And I listened to other couple audios, started looking at YouTube, and I was like, you know, I have to learn wholesaling. At first, I wanted to avoid wholesaling because I've always heard it's the hardest thing to do in the world. And I was like, it's like ground zero of real estate, and don't start there, it's terrible. And I heard Dave Ramsey, who is a guy that teaches on budgeting and financial literacy and things like that, speak about. He said he hates wholesaling, but and I think that's because I read that he had a bad experience with it. You know, he kind of lost some money, but he was a $1 million investor. But he said unless you're going to do wholesaling, you could do that because that's nearly risk free. And he's done some wholesaling himself. And after I heard that, that was it. I was like, I got to learn everything about wholesaling. Dave Ramsey said he did it. I feel safe.
So Mr. Dave Ramsey, debt is dumb and cash is king. He told you that he did some wholesaling, so you know it must be something good about it, huh?
Right.
All right,
Right.
all right. So yeah, I studied some of his stuff back in the day. So he say, don't get in no debt. Just place a good bet. I guess I don't know. So
Right.
so walk me through a little bit how you found this deal that got you this nice big juicy check, and how did you find it? And walk me through the story on how you dealt with the seller, and tell me how that went down.
I found this deal by driving for dollars. I had kind of started driving for dollars earlier on when I first heard of wholesaling, and then I actually started driving for dollars, and I was like, man, I got tired of it. Like the first day, I was like, oh man, this is a little unorganized, and I was trying to write things down and stop and stuff like that, and not drive too slow and follow all the rules to driving for dollars to do it effectively. And I was like, man, I actually didn't like doing it. And until I got better at it, the Deal Machine app came along, and I heard about Deal Machine long when Max Maxwell and everybody else started talking about it. And I heard that it was, it was pricey, and that's all I had to hear. And I was like, I'm not getting that. And I let it go. I didn't use it. I tried to use other apps. I tried to use other systems, and I wasn't really driving consistently. But when I decided, about 2 months or so ago to start driving for dollars consistently, I said, actually, it was after We Live 19, and you told me you had your woke, what is it?
The promo code WOKE on Deal Machine
Yeah,
to get your free deal credits and your free trial. So you went in and put in that promo code WOKE and said, I'm going to try it out for free. It can't be no worse, right?
it's exactly what I thought. I was like, it's like a free trial. I'm used to those free trials. Cancel before 30 days is up. I was like, I'll do that. I did it, and I started driving for dollars hard, trying to get as many properties in there as possible. I had it for like 15 days or whatever, and I was adding properties, and I went in a neighborhood where I thought I kind of knew it was a good neighborhood, and I wanted to familiarize myself with it at the same time, because I was going to start trying marketing that down the line. I said, well, let me just start driving for dollars just to get more familiar with the area, and I did that, and I sent a postcard to a couple of houses. In this one old raggedy house, I sent a postcard to, and it was kind of rural of an area. I sent a card to it, and I forgot about it. And about a month later, probably not that long, but less than a month later, I got a call from a guy. He was like, we got your postcard, and his wife was on the phone too. She said, that house is for my aunt, and I don't know if she want to sell it or not, but we want to sell some land. And I said, wow, you want to sell some land? She said, yeah, we have about 5.3 acres, and we want to sell it. I said, well, I want to buy it. And I had no idea.
I just want to buy it. I don't even know where it's at. If there's trees on it, if it's gold in it, diamonds, I just want to buy it.
Right. I tell you, we buy land too. And that's it. And she said, okay, well, how much you want for it? How much you want to give us for? I say, well, how much you asking? And they said, we don't really, we don't know how much you think it's going for. I said, well, in the area, I'm not sure. How much have you seen prices for? And she said, well, we're not sure about that. And they were completely unsure about the price. And so was I. I knew I had to do some research, and I didn't give them a number, and we hung up. And I kind of wasn't thinking, I was just kind of, just like any other call, you never know where it's going to go. I said, I'll get back to you. And I finally got back to them, and I did some research. They gave me a call back. I just wanted to put it under contract. So I drove out. They wanted to meet with me, and I said, okay, let's meet at the land. That's where they wanted to meet. We met at the land, and I brought a contract with me. In the past, I made mistakes of going on appointments without a contract. Being a rookie.
Bring your weaponry with you, a pen and a dang on contract, ready to go.
Man, I lost a lot. I lost at least 2 good deals, wholesale deals by that. And I said, I'm gonna bring a contract with me. And I said, how do I type this up? So I went on the internet and I looked up the legal description of the property, copied it and pasted from the tax assessor's website onto my contract. I didn't even put an address. I didn't even put the address of the property. I just put the legal description, the owner's name, I typed it, the seller's name, I typed it, and I typed my name. Simple 1-page contract, I think. And I met them there, and they walked me all around the property like they were trying to give me a tour and tell me things that they remembered about the land. It was like cleared out, vacant land. So I was like, okay, great. So where the property lines? They said it starts here and it starts here. I was like, okay. I stayed out there long enough just to let them say everything they had to say. And then before I walked away, I was like, okay. I said, I'm very interested. In fact, I want to buy it right now.
You said not right now, but right now.
Right. In fact, I want to buy it right now. I said, I've already gone to the clerk of courts and I've gotten the, it's called the plat map. And I've looked at the property. It has, looks like it has 2 big chemical lines running through it. And I'm unsure of the flood zone stuff. And, you know, some other areas with land I'm unfamiliar with, to be honest. And I'd like to have some time to do some due diligence. And they said, okay, great. You can do due diligence. Just we're ready. They said, how much you want to walk? Now at this point, we're negotiating about price. And she told me like 20,000 over the phone, right? And I was like, okay, I know they're not going to give me 5.3 acres for 20,000, but I'm not going to not take it if they want to give it to me. If that's what they're needing and want. And I said, they said, how much you want? I finally had to give them a price because they wouldn't budge on giving. I said 20,000. It was like, okay, you mean per? I said for the whole thing. It was like, no, oh no, of course not. I said, okay, I'll take the whole 5.3 acres at 20,000 an acre. And that's what we did. No, actually, I didn't pay 20,000. I paid 12,000, I think. 12,000 an acre.
So you didn't wholesale a house, you wholesale some land.
Wholesale some land.
Oh man, and they ain't making no more, right?
Not making no more. But in that area,
so when you met them that first time, did you lock up the contract with them right then and there that day?
No, I actually didn't. We were standing there on the land. It's my very first time meeting these people, and it was 4 people, husband and wife. And they said, okay, I gave them my price. They said they wanted 12,000 acres. I said, I give you 10,000 acres. Purchase price of 57.5. And they said, okay, give me some time to think about it. They went home and thought about it. And a few days later, they said, okay, I think we'll take your offer. I said, okay, let's meet tonight. We met at a coffee house, right? Like a Starbucks or something. I met there, and they were all sitting around a round table waiting on me to come. And I pulled up in my nurse scrubs, you know, and I said, you know, just build some trust, you know, and we already spoke, so we've been speaking over the phone every now and then. And I locked up a deal. And on the way there, I was driving, listening to a Sean Terry thing, speaking about different types of sellers. And he categorized them into colors, and talking about the one that's going to just sign, the ones that wants to know every single thing about a deal, and you know some other kind of characteristics of those people. And I had each one of them. I felt looking at me, and all eyes was on me to perform. And I sat there. I had to sell them all that that I could buy it and that I could close. And after they felt good, and I built some rapport, actually talking about just normal stuff with normal people. Then we got to the numbers, and here's the contract. And they said, let's do it. And we signed, and I had a contract for 4 months. You know how we do that 30 to 45 days? I wrote the contract out for 4 months.
So did you ask them how much time, or did you just wrote it out for a long time?
I just wrote it out. I said, I'm going to need 4 months to do due diligence, and that's it.
Now that's smart, because a lot of people try to rush, and I'm gonna close in 7 days, and I'm gonna do this. I'm like, why are you doing all that? Slow down, give yourself some time.
I said this land is a different animal than houses. If it was a house, we do it real quick. And I said I need 4 months. I'll probably close way before that, but I would like to ask for this. Normally we ask 6 months, but I asked for 4 months, and it was like great. They were very motivated too.
So did they have you put any earnest money, or did they even bring up earnest money or anything like that with you?
They didn't, and I didn't bring up earnest money. I didn't put a dime down of earnest money. I didn't even have it in my contract.
So it was just a smooth thing. You go look around, look at the grass, look at the tree. Now, what was on this land? Was there something on the land?
There was nothing on the land but a little wooden shed that could be knocked down. You could kick it down. There wasn't no structures on the property. Property was cleared out, and once again, I sent a deal machine postcard to the house, and they said they got the deal machine postcard, and they said, what is this? This looks like, they almost threw it away, they said, but I guess they felt the texture and it must be print rich or something. Those things work.
Yeah, you said they got a postcard, so it came a little something like that. got the little picture of the house and everything, and say, "Oh yeah, is that my house? I think I sell it." And they looking like they ain't doing nothing with it no way. Because what were they planning to do with the land? Did you ever ask them something like that? Did they have plans for the land, or just was land they got inherited or something like that?
It was land. The guy was about 70 years old, and his grandmother like deeded that land to him. So it was land that he has, and his sister has another parcel of land that she has. She has not sold yet, so that's one I'm working on, trying to keep rapport and keep following up with her about that.
Right. Okay. And so you might have a chance to get some more land from another family member.
From the same sellers, a brother and sister. They were both on this deed, so I had to get both their signatures. With this other parcel, exact same size, is worth more. It's just her, so I just need her signature.
Now that's a question I got for you, because you said that one was worth more. How do you evaluate the value of land? Just raw land. How do you evaluate that?
I think the most important thing is the location. If it's in the middle of a city or something, of course it's going to be very, very valuable if you can find some piece of land. If it's on the outside of a city, a rural area, right on the outside of a city that's in a path of growth, then you can definitely assure that the city's going to run out of space and they're going to start moving on the outside of that area. And if it's in this area in particular, has always been an area that people just wanted to live in so bad that this land was in a flood zone, and the people still bought it. It had pipelines running through it, and that means you can't build over pipelines, and they still bought it. So I mean, there was a couple of things that could have made it go wrong, but it was so popular up in every area that they were willing to buy. Most buyers didn't care in that area.
So tell me about the buyer. What was he planning on doing with the land once he gets it?
He wants to build a house. I don't know if that's what he's gonna do. I don't care. He said he's gonna build a house. I told him it's pipelines here. That's what I know. I showed him the map. He's like, I don't care. I'll put a trampoline over that. I don't care about that, because the pipelines are far to the right. He's gonna build his house to the left. It's in a flood zone. He said, I'll just put some dirt and build my house up on the hill a little bit. That's how popular of a target area that it's in.
So how did you find him anyway? Did you put it out on the internet or something, or was somebody you knew networking? How did you find that buyer?
I only marketed in two places: Facebook Marketplace, in which I always get 1,000 people. You got to sift through the people that's just tire kicking, and there were some very serious ones from there also. And I put it on Zillow, and on Zillow, I didn't know how to list it, so I went and look at other land listings, and it's really like you have to sell them a dream. Like, how do you sell land in the middle of a rural area?
I could sell you a bridge in Brooklyn.
Like, look at this beautiful grass. And so I was like, you have to sell the area around them. Look at it's 1.1 miles away from this, this nice park and stuff like that. And I started looking at those things. I took bits and pieces from other land listings, and I kind of tailored it into a short paragraph. And it's so, like, I had the best listing on Zillow, #1 for that area.
What?
Yeah, Zillow kind of gives you those statistics.
So you became the hottest listing on Zillow in your area. You're in Louisiana, right? Is
Right.
Okay. And so you locked this house or this land up with a raggedy shed on it. You locked it up for a $57,500, and so you sent it out for how much?
$79,500.
$79,500. So he didn't really haggle or anything. He just went on to pay pretty much your full price.
He went on full price. Actually, I drove out to the land to put some markers on the property lines. I used some flagging tape, I guess. It was neon orange, and I put a piece of because the property owners told me where the property lines were on both sides of the land. I put a flag that area on the left and the right side. And when I went there, I saw this big tractor with a guy, with the lawnmower service. He has his own business. And I was like, "Are you here to cut the grass?" He was like, "No, I'm here to buy it." I was like, "Oh." I was like, "Okay." I say, "Well, my name's Eric." He said, "Oh, I must be buying it from you." I said, "Yeah, that's me." And I just kind of had to. You say, hey, get in seller mode to my end buyer. I didn't know I was meeting him there at that time. Wow. I didn't know he would be there.
So he just caught you off guard. So how did the title process work? Did you have to go through a real estate attorney, or do you have title companies there in Louisiana?
I use a real estate attorney who is, I guess, also functioning as a title company. and they do simultaneous closings. So and they're well versed in it. You do so it's an A to B C transaction. Me being in the middle, I told them how I want to do it. They say we do it just like that all the time. They took that $79,500 that my buyer brought to the table at closing, and they paid for the A to B to transaction. You know, they paid for that first transaction from my seller to me with that same check.
So basically, you did a double closing or a double escrow. Was there a reason you didn't want to assign it, or was that you didn't want them to know what you had under contract for?
Because the price because my profit, you know, because I made $20,050, I was like, anything over $10,000, I don't know if that would be assignable. It's assignable, but I don't want to cause any red flags, anything like that.
Right. So how much did it cost you for the closing costs?
I think it was around $1,000. You know, I thought I would, yeah, around $1,000.
So not bad. I mean, that's not bad just to make it go on and get through, right?
Exactly.
Well, I will say congratulations, Eric. I mean, you know, I know it's a hard time coming. Everybody looking to wholesale a house, but you said I'm gonna wholesale some land. You drop a bomb on it.
Yeah, exactly. I was gonna wholesale anything at this point. I went to We Live 2018, and it was a great experience. And I was like, man, I just went to 2018. I don't need to go to Dallas in 2019, but I did because I wanted to reignite that fire. And I met you there, and it's like, you know, I saw your fire, man, your positive energy, and everybody that we were around at the time, guys doing deals. I was like, I'm going back, and I'm going to do a deal no matter what.
That's right. We lit that fire under you. Say, get on back out there. You just fall, you get up, dust yourself off, and jump back in there and throw some more punches. So I know that's good. People that are watching in the Woke Real Estate Investors Group on Facebook, if you have any questions about any of this deal, go ahead and drop it in the comments. We'll try to get that answer for you. Also, Eric, so what do you plan to do now? Are you going to keep wholesaling, or are you looking for some buy and holds? What do you plan to do for as the future in real estate?
I want to do a couple more a couple of more wholesale deals. I have 2 under contract right now. One I was trying to do a lease option or some work for equity type, stuff, but those require one that required a subject to. These things are all advanced and things like that. But I want to stay small. I want to continue to wholesale while I learn about the other exit strategies, and then I want to implement those.
Right. So how long do you feel like you've been dabbling in the real estate? About a year, or how long you think? How long did it take you to get your first deal?
I think about a year, man. I think last August and July, I really went hard on the YouTube stuff, and I went to We Live in October 2018 last year, and I was like, man, I still don't have a deal, and I'm at 2019 We Live, and people that started after me got a deal. I was like, I'm not taking enough action. So it was a mindset thing, and I really started to program my mind to just take action no matter what. Don't think about what ifs and let fear stop me from getting a deal.
So do you feel like it was more like you wasn't marketing enough, you wasn't talking to enough sellers, or what do you think that made it take so long to you?
I think that I was doing it inconsistently. I was working, and I would kind of do some driving for dollars. Man, I never pulled any lists. Like I know all about the list pulling and the list source and all those things where you can build your buyers list. Man, I might have three or four good buyers on my list, but I wasn't doing wholesaling the right way. Starting a wholesaling business, tracking KPIs and all that fancy stuff. I wasn't doing all that. But I said, I know how to drive for dollars. Let me just start here, get my first deal. Now I have, the $20,000, and I have the knowledge of what to do with it. Reserve 30% of it for taxes, and the rest I could reinvest into my wholesaling business.
Okay, so you planning on opening up a full-fledged wholesaling or real estate business?
Yeah, I mean, I want to do that. I want to get to the point where I have the VAs, the virtual assistants, and everything, man.
Yeah, that's a whole nother headache. Everybody want to jump into them virtual assistants. You better be getting on there, training them up. I made about 30 training videos to show my virtual assistants how to run the business without me. Just go watch that video, tell you exactly how to do this, or this, step by step. And you become a teacher. That's why you see a lot of these people that's doing real estate, they become teachers because you got to teach everybody around you. Even the people, that are just in your circle.
Okay, yeah, I'm going to definitely do that. I'm going to watch all those videos because in the past, I watched people that had big wholesale deals and they didn't know what to do with the money, so they just went and bought 1,000, 2,000 bandit signs and didn't research where to properly place those things, how to place them. They just blew some money, you know, and I don't want to do that.
Right, I know that's right. So, so you got plans to keep the business going, keep wholesaling. So, are you going to change it to some other type of marketing, or are you going to continue with the driving for dollars and the, you know, things like that?
I'm gonna continue with the driving for dollars and a little bit of guerrilla marketing. I'm gonna try to research a little bit more ways to market without having a big budget. You know, I don't want to blow everything on just marketing. But I will retarget that area where I was going, you know, for that first deal and try to get some more deals out of there. I'm gonna continue what I'm doing. They say when you get a deal, just do what you did the first time again, and I'm gonna do that again. You know?
Yeah, that definitely is the truth, because, you know, you can get caught up and say, well, now I got some money. Let me go pull a list for $500. Let me skip trace that list for $300. Let me send out another $500 in marketing. You'd be like, damn, that money went away. And you could just do what you did the first time, re-engineer it, and do it all over again.
Exactly. And, you know, this lady has another piece of land that's worth like 2 to 3 times more, and she knows it, but she says she's going to give me the first dibs at it, you know, when she's ready to sell it. You know, I might send her a Christmas card. I don't really know how to follow up with this, you know, if there's a follow-up strategy, but I might send her a Christmas card just, you know, yeah, I'm thinking about you, you know, like that song says, make sure you're good.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the easiest way to follow up with them is a simple text message. You know what I mean? And everybody's going to see their text message. Hey, yeah, this Eric just touched base with you. Just want to make sure everything's okay. You know, if something changes or you have any questions, I'm here to help you out in any way I can. That's the position I try to take with any seller. I'm here to help in any way I can. Even if you sell it to me or not, I'm here as an advisor for you. I'm here to help you out. You know, that's the position you want to take.
And I am. I truly, you know, I felt I helped her. She was like, I didn't get a testimonial from her at closing, but that, you know, I really am helping her. She was very happy. She's satisfied, and she voiced that to me. Because I called her after the closing. I wanted to meet with her to get a testimonial, but when I walked into the title office, my sellers was sitting on the left side. I walked in, and then my buyers walked in like 2 minutes after me. I'm like, man, we all supposed to be in different rooms. I was so nervous, I walked out into the parking lot. I told her,
I ain't gonna sell nothing. That wasn't me. I ain't wholesaling. You ain't know what to say.
I didn't want everybody to start talking at the same time. There's different transactions going on. I told the attorney outside the parking lot, I was like, hey, they were supposed to be in different rooms. And he said, I'm going to handle that. And he went inside and separated everybody. I was like, hey, I don't want to meet anybody. I don't want to say anything unless it's still love. And I'll meet him after the closing, though.
Yeah, I mean, and that actually happened to me before on a deal. The seller and the buyer end up in the same room at the same time. They're supposed to have been an hour apart. I'm like, what the heck are y'all doing? I won't be using that title company again. I ain't gonna drop their name right now, but yeah, they won't be seeing me no more because they messing up. Can't be doing that. They know what we doing, so.
Exactly.
Yeah, so that's it. Any other tips or tricks or hacks that you found out while you've been doing this that you want to share with the audience before I let you go?
If you ever run into a seller with and she's looking for a house, they sometimes have land too. You never know. If they have land, don't be scared to tackle it. Just put it in the contract like you would do a house. Give yourself more due diligence. Tell them it's worth. You know, it's a different animal, and you do it 4 to 6 months. Sometimes it requires 6 months. And if they rebuttal and say, we're not gonna wait 6 months. We need money now. Say, I can do 4 months, and maybe they say they'll give you 3. So what? Take 3 months for due diligence, and don't be scared. Just make sure it has access to electricity, water, sewer, or if it's out in the country, it might need a septic tank or some type of sewage like that. If it has those 3 things and it's not in a flood zone, you may have a good deal. And even if it's in a flood zone, if it's a good area, it's not that much of a flood zone. People don't care. They
Right.
want it, you know.
Look at you, Eric. You done became a land expert on here. I'm proud of you,
And
man.
that's what the process does, man. Like you learn it, you're like, I'm gonna learn everything I can about it to get it done, and you just, and it help you out in your next deal. Taking action is the best teacher, and I've learned that from you and all the people I follow, man.
Right, exactly. I know that's right. So everybody that's watching on the Woke Real Estate Investors Group live, make sure you give it a thumbs up. And if you're watching on YouTube, when I repost it, give it a thumbs up as well. Let's see if we got any questions in here before we get up out of here and do some more woke stuff. Let's see here. Jay Red said, wow, it went smooth. Congrats. Finally used Deal Machine. Yeah, Deal Machine. If anybody's not using it, you're sleeping. Deal Machine, put in a keyword or promo code WOKE, W-O-K-E. You'll get free deal credits and you'll get a free trial. You can try it out, see if it works for you. Let's see here. David Norway says, is that legal? Is what legal? What, wholesaling? I don't know. I ain't seen nobody go to jail for it yet.
I mean, my attorney did it. I mean,
Flows through an attorney. See, that's the default answer, ain't it? When people start saying, is that legal? Is that legal? I don't know nothing. I went through an attorney. So if it ain't right, you need to go holler at him.
exactly. My attorney, he has more knowledge about the law than I do. That's why I use attorneys to close.
Let's see what we got here. Laura says, I had a title company show my AB contract to my C buyer. What the F? Talk about damage control. Wow. That's crazy. I don't know. I don't want to say nothing bad about title companies and stuff because I just want to keep everybody happy. But that's like I said earlier, you got to end up teaching everybody in the game almost like, hey, yeah, this is how you do this. You put him over here, you know that, right? You know, in a nice way.
Right. I was like, you know, not to put the numbers on none of the closing statements. It's too different, you know.
Exactly.
Don't stare at, you know.
Oh, okay. David was talking about the time period. He's saying, is that time period that you put on there, is that legal? That 4 months?
I'm not sure. I'm assuming it is. You know, my attorney saw my contract and he was fine with it. He didn't say it wasn't, and he didn't advise that I'd go and change it. I think, you know, I don't know.
If it ain't legal, too late. I got my check. I'm out of here.
Right. Right, man. I mean,
I know that's right. Let's see here. I think let me make sure. A lot of comments on here. I'm trying to make sure I get everybody's question answered. If we got another one. Other than that, how can people follow you, Eric? I know you're a nonstop Eric on IG. How do people connect with you if they want to connect with you in Louisiana and do some JV deals and things with you?
That's where I'm at, nonstop Eric on Instagram, and you can find me there. I'm normally there, and that's what I follow. All the people I follow around, you know, whether I meet at some of these events, I make sure I follow them, you know. And that's the main place I am. I'm on Facebook, but it's a bunch of family and friends. And you can find me there too, but Eric King is my name. Nonstop Eric is where I am on Instagram.
Okay, Nonstop Eric on IG. Tyrone said, how did you calculate the math to come up with your number, I guess, for your offer? What made you know exactly what to offer them?
I went just like I would do. I don't, you know, Louisiana is a non-disclosure state. It's hard to see a lot of recent sales, so I still could see some things. I went on Zillow. I looked. You can uncheck every box as far as what you're looking for. I wasn't looking for houses. I wasn't looking for lots. I wasn't looking for whatever else they have on their townhouses. I was just looking for land to get accurate comps. And I left that one box checked, and it will show you what's sold in a certain amount of time. You can change all those parameters. And I did that, and it didn't pull up that many things, but it did, you know. So I didn't have much to pull from. I called the tax assessor's office, and I asked what sold in, you know, past 6 months or so. And they said maybe about in December, there was one adjacent to his property right across the street that sold for $10,000 an acre. So I knew I was somewhere around that price, and that's what Zillow was telling me. So I knew it was worth more than that because, you know, but I wasn't going to pay more than what that, you know, what the comp said it was worth. So I said, I'll give you 10 to 12,000 an acre, not, you know, more than that.
That's smart. That's smart. Lock it up low and kick him out the door. I know that's right. Let's see here. Kenji Duke says, ask Eric if he remembers me from Dallas.
Actually, Kenji, that's the one that's in the Facebook group taking all the action in New York, right?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, I know him. He was cool, man. We spoke about the elevators, man. He had the motorbike accident. Real good guy.
Yep,
what's up, bro?
So there it is. All right, Eric, I'm going to let you get up out of here and do some more woke stuff. And for everybody else that's watching, like I said, make sure you give it a thumbs up, share this video to somebody else that needs to get inspired, get motivated, and stop being tired and make some of this money out here. Make sure you go ahead and check out wokerealestate.com for all of your contracts, coaching, and what else we got on there? All type of stuff. Everything you need is right there. And some cool gear. I forgot about these hats. Yeah, get your I Buy Houses hat. I actually got some leads for my hat. Can you believe that?
Yeah.
I can get a lead for my hat. Like, what you buy a house? My grandma got a house. Get a lead just from wearing a hat. And it's a snapback adjustable. So if
I'm going to get me one of those.
them big head people, and you can get them in different colors. As a matter of fact, you can actually edit it and make it say something different if you want. Put your name or whatever you want on there. It's all at wokerealestate.com for that. Other than that, I'm about to get up out of here and do some more woke stuff. Do what you do. Be who you be. And I'll see you before you see me. Peace out, family.
Peace out, man. Thanks.